Alex, how would you reflect on tonight's game?
Disappointed. I think the game was probably flat after the first probably 5-6 minutes. I thought we had a couple of good chances to get a goal. Probably should take at least one. And then I think after we don't get that goal, I thought you could sense a bit of frustration in the game. You could sense a bit of frustration in the atmosphere. And I thought that we sort of moved the ball and got into spaces, but we didn't really look as if we were really going to create anything. I think the disappointing thing is I didn't think Wigan had to work particularly hard to win. I think the goal that they score was disappointing. We've got a whole back four intact, the two sitting midfield players. We don't deal with a cross that we spoke about before the game, and the ball ends up in the back of our net. And then from that point we start chasing things. They're matches try to protect because of the position they're in. They need to win the game, and we find it really difficult at the moment to make sure we try and break that block down. We then change our shape, we go more direct, but realistically it didn't really help us to any effect.
How key do you think those early missed chances were in the outcome of the game and the way that the game went in the end?
Well, I think they're key in the fact that if we get the goal, I think the dynamics of the game change. They need to come out because they need to win, and I think that opens the game up for us, and then the spaces become available and we can go and try and damage them. But at the end of the day, how teams play, I've said before, I've not really got any sort of opinion on that. I just expect more for us, and I think we needed to inject more tempo into the game ourselves, which is difficult. Obviously we made a lot of changes to the team, a couple enforced, a couple of lads we wanted to rest up. But yeah, just disappointing in the fact that we couldn't get a result for the game.
What do you think was missing from the performance tonight?
Tempo. I don't think we played quick enough. I don't think we looked. I think whenever you're playing in any of the type of games, obviously Wigan are sort of fighting for their lives. We've got to match that in terms of willingness to win and getting after things and making sure. And I didn't think there was a lack of effort tonight. I just thought the game was flat.
Number of changes you said for a number of different reasons. What did you make of the performances of those that came into the team?
I think it's a difficult game to individualise performance, because when the game's flat, it's hard to then say, oh, he did really well, or he did really well. I don't know how you can go into that. It's more a case of collectively we obviously didn't do enough. Do you know what I mean? Because we've lost the game to Wigan, which is disappointing, and we should be doing better.
Jacob Brown went off in the first half with what seemed to be a hamstring problem. What's the early prognosis on him?
Yeah, exactly that. He's got a hamstring problem. I don't know the extent of it so far. He obviously doesn't feel comfortable with it. I thought that hurt us as well, because Jacob's a willing runner in behind, and I thought once that dynamic came out of our team, we stopped getting in behind him as much. And Jacob's going to hit the box, he's going to land on things wrong side of their defence. And I thought once he came off, that happened very, very seldom in the game.
How important do you think a response is going to be on Saturday?
I just think we've got 3 games left. Tonight was an opportunity for me to look at a lot of the guys that haven't been playing. It was also an opportunity to go and try and get ourselves back on track at home. I think our home record across the whole season hasn't been good. So that's something we certainly need to fix. I think that the type of games where we're playing against teams that sit in a low block, we're missing sort of dynamics that I think we need as a squad in terms of type of player that we don't have. So that's something that I certainly need to remedy come the summer. And I think we've got 3 games now for the lads to go and show what they can do and try and get back on track, and also for me to see where we are in terms of come the summer and what we need to do.